channel. This week we're going to be doing a really fun and budget-friendly DIY. We're going to be making a sort of dupe for the Mackenzie Child's pedestal platter. I'll put a picture of it on the screen right here. The DIY that we're going to be doing is inspired by this platter. It's going to be very similar to this platter. We're going to make two versions of it, so you have two different ways that you could achieve this look. One of them is going to cost $1 to make, and the other one costs $18 to make. So very inexpensive, two different ways for your skill level or your preference. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel so you can see more of my videos. I put out new videos every single Sunday. We do so many fun DIYs and home makeovers, travel vlogs, all kinds of things on the channel. So we would love to have you be a part of our DIY community and kick off the new year together. We are going to go ahead and get right into our DIY. Okay, so for this DIY, we're going to need a couple of things. A plate of some sort. I got mine at a vintage market for one of the DIY versions, and the other one at a thrift store. So this is the thrift store one. It cost $1, and it's just a plain plate. It has some little dots on the edges, but anything will work. We're going to cover this for the most part. The one that I got at the vintage market is much more decorative and fancy. This cost $18. You could use china that you already have. Maybe you have a set that has some missing pieces, or you see a piece like this at the thrift store, and that would totally work. We're also going to need some kind of decorative napkin. For me, this DIY is going to be a little bit more inexpensive because I have a lot of the materials already on hand. If you don't have these materials on hand, you might have to buy a couple more things, but it's really just going to add up to a couple more dollars. It won't be expensive at all. It'll be probably max $5. So I have these napkins right here. This is from a previous project that I did with the cement bowls, and these are just floral IKEA napkins. I don't remember how much these were, but they were not expensive at all, maybe like $1. But you could use cocktail napkins that you have. You could get napkins on sale, napkins at the dollar store. Anything will work. You could even use wrapping paper if you wanted to. And then you'll need two kinds of acrylic paint. This part's optional, but it does help to really make it look a lot more like the Mackenzie Child's pedestal platter. I'm going to be doing a white and a blue. You could do any color combination that you want or that you already have. And the last thing that you need is going to be some kind of base to put your plate on to make it a pedestal shape. For that, I'm going to be using these right here. And this is the leg from a dresser that I actually got from a dresser that someone was putting out to the trash in my neighborhood. So I went out with my drill and removed the little legs and got all four of them so that I could repurpose them for a different project. So we're going to be using these for both of our versions of the pedestal platter. What I want to try to do is remove this square base so that we have just a prettier shape as the base for our pedestal platter. This was completely free. There are tons of things that people put out to the trash. I find legs like this all the time. If you drive around your area on trash day, you'll probably find one of these too, and then you'll have a base for your platter. The first thing that we're going to do for this DIY is try to remove this square base down here. It has a couple of screws right here that I think I can take out and remove this base. That's what I'm hoping at least. And it does have a little peg piece that sticks into the base that we'll have to cut off, but I think that will be all we need to do to get that removed, and then we'll have this really pretty shape right here without the clunky base. We're going to go ahead and try to remove that from both of our pedestal bases, and then we can go from there. Okay, so we successfully removed the base. Now what we need to do is paint them. We are going to do this in a checkered pattern, but because this is a curved shape, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to tape off and do. So I want to get a base color over the whole thing, and then we only have to worry about painting one of the checker pattern colors. I'm going to be using leftover paint sample that I have. It's actually the color that we have in this room and also in the studio room. This is the color. It's kind of a grayish blue, and we are just going to paint this over the entire thing, and then we'll leave it to dry for probably overnight because it's a little bit later right now, and then tomorrow we'll come back and add our checker color and attach our plate to our pedestal. We really will only have a couple steps left and we'll be done. So let's go ahead and paint our bases. Yeah, I think this will be a really pretty color. I'm hoping that it dries a little bit more on the blue side because this color can look different on different bases and in different lighting. But if it does, then we can do the opposite color as the white checker. If it looks a little bit more white, then we might have to do a blue checker with it. So we'll see how it dries. And of course you could just do this as one color if you don't want to do the checker pattern. One of the things that I really like about this particular pedestal plate that we're creating kind of a dupe for is that it has a really whimsical feel to it with the checker pattern, the floral plate. So I think it's just really fun and pretty, and it would go really nicely with a lot of seasons, but especially spring and summer. And it's also really pretty to have on display. For me, it's a pattern that I really enjoy and I think is very pretty. If you prefer something a little bit more simple, then you could just go with one color and skip the checker part.
Country lanes and coastal plains, endless views that we're passing through, making our way to a distant place, just us two, somewhere new. We watch the sky.
Okay, so we got our checker pattern all painted on. It's looking like this. I chose to do it without the painter's tape because it just isn't gonna lay flat with the type of pedestal base that I'm using because it's curved. So I did it freehand. It's not perfect, but if you look at the Mackenzie Child's inspiration photo, that also has kind of irregular, imperfect squares in its checker pattern. It looks very hand painted, and I think that's part of what gives it that whimsy and charm. I think this goes with that and it sticks with the inspiration. I also chose to go with a tan for the other checker because I felt like the white just wasn't showing up crisp enough, and that could just be the white that I had wasn't pigmented enough, but I changed it so that we have a little bit more opaque of a color. I think it's looking really, really good. It's mostly dry, so what I'm going to do is move this off to the side and we're going to work on the plate part of our pedestal. For one of our plates, we are going to create the design, and for the other one we're just going to be attaching it to the pedestal and it's already ready to go. Let's start with the one that we need to create the design for because that will take a little bit more time. You're going to need a regular plate. It could be any size you want. You could get it from the dollar store, from a thrift store. I got this from a thrift store. It was like 50 cents or $1, so super inexpensive. You may even have a plate that you don't use, or if you got a new set of dishware, maybe you have an old one that you could use, something like that. You're also going to need a decorative napkin or peel and stick wallpaper or wrapping paper, whatever you want to use. I have this napkin from IKEA, and I think it goes with the theme of the Mackenzie Child's wildflower on their plates. So that's why I chose this one, and I also think it's just really pretty. What we need to do is separate the backing from the front pretty portion of our napkin. Most napkins have this. Yours may or may not. If it doesn't have it, then you can just use your napkin as is, but if you have a backing, you'll want to remove it so that you get a really clear picture and it sticks well. My napkin fits the whole plate. That is super convenient for me because I don't have to piece together napkins to cover it. So what I'm going to do is Mod Podge the whole thing down and then go back in and trim the edges so that it fits the plate really well. I have this Mod Podge right here. It's a matte Mod Podge. They also have gloss ones. You can use whatever your preference is. It's super simple. All we need to do is dip a paintbrush in, and then we're going to put a little bit on our plate so that our napkin will stick really well. And this pedestal platter is a little bit more on the decorative side. You can put dry goods on it, like crackers, pretzels, cupcakes that have a liner, that type of thing. You would not want to put wetter items on here. So you wouldn't want to put like cheese directly on it or something like that. For our other pedestal, where it's just a plate and we're not adding the Mod Podge detail, you can put anything on that. These are totally usable and totally safe to use and are going to be really pretty. So now that we have our Mod Podge down, we're going to place our napkin over. And I like to press in the center first and then work my way out and try to get as few wrinkles as possible. There's always going to be one or two. It's just the way it is, but we'll get as few as we can. And then we'll go ahead and put a light coat of Mod Podge over the top so that it will harden and stick to the plate.
With you, my arms, nothing can go wrong. We'll fall asleep on a starlit beach, just us two.
Okay, so now that the Mod Podge is over the whole napkin, I'm gonna go ahead and trim the edges so that we can put a little bit of Mod Podge over the edge so that it doesn't stick up and it sticks really nicely to the plate. So we're just gonna trim it as close as we can.
Somewhere new.
All right, so now that we have it trimmed, I'm just gonna take a little bit of Mod Podge and brush the edges down so that they don't dry sticking up and everything is really smooth and holding onto the plate really nicely. So brushing it down and then left to right so that it sticks really, really well. So this is what it's looking like, and we will let this dry for a little bit and then we'll attach it to our pedestal base. It'll be ready to go. This is a really great DIY to do this time of year in the holiday season because there's going to be tons of hosting, and even if you're not hosting people at your house, a lot of times you're bringing things to other people's parties, and this is a great way to be able to do that and have a really cute pedestal plate to display it on. And it's so budget friendly, it's so inexpensive. I mean, you could do this for, if you had to buy absolutely everything, like less than $10. So definitely a great DIY for the holiday season, but also just year round. This is a really fun one to do. So we're gonna set this one off to the side and then we'll go ahead and attach our other plate. So the final step for our pedestal plates is to attach them to the base. We're going to take one of our pedestal bases, some E6000. Mine exploded a little bit, so I taped it with painter's tape. And then we'll take our plate that's already ready to go to start off with. I got this one at a vintage market. This was a little bit more expensive. You can totally get a plate like this for less or use one that you have. You could also find something pretty at the thrift store. I got this one for $18, I think, but I love the shape of it and the pattern, and so for me it was worth it, but it can definitely be done less expensive than that. Okay, so super simple. All we need to do is cover this entire base in E6000, and then we're going to center our plate over and press it down and let it dry. Let's go ahead and give it a good coat. I don't know what it is about E6000, but I always break it when I'm pushing the E6000 out. Like, it's breaking again right there. I do it every time. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but oh well. So now that we have a good layer of E6000 on, we're gonna go ahead and try to center this as best we can so that it can dry onto our pedestal. All right, something like that. This is what it's gonna look like when it's all dry. I think it's really, really cute. So I'm gonna set this off to the side and let it dry completely, and then we can attach our other plate to our pedestal.
Just us two. I'll follow you.
There they are, super easy, and we're gonna let both of these dry completely, and then we'll be able to decorate with them.
Call my number, call my name. If you wander back again. Call my number, call my name. We both
Guys, that wraps up this week's video. I hope that you enjoyed seeing how to make a DIY platform plate with me. I feel like it turned out really similar to the Mackenzie Child's platform plate and has the same vibe and same overall look. I feel like it's really whimsical and pretty and such a great piece to have out around the holiday time to display appetizers and food and take things to friends and family's houses. And also just a really great piece to display in your home as a pretty kitchen item. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave me a comment and let me know. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so that you can be a part of our DIY community. We would love to start the new year with you and tackle a bunch of new projects in the upcoming year. I'm super excited to show you some of the things that I've been working on. And if you give this DIY a try, make sure to let me know. I love hearing how you guys do it, how it turns out, what you use it for. It always gives me new ideas and it's so fun to see your spin on things. So I would love to know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next Sunday.